Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. Today, we are bringing you the last DVD movie review taking place inside my old townhouse. Now, what you are looking at behind me is all that remains of the room that I once did reviews in. Way back in the day, I first started my channel with a video of a tiger at the Washington Zoo. I wasn't living here then, so discard that one. But my second video, which was a video game capture of sleeping dogs, done on the TV that was in this corner, I was here. And of course, the wall behind me sat all of my DVDs. As many of you will see in my collection video, I will link to both of those in the section below. But I would sit right here on the couch with Kotobuki Jake as we introduced our collections to you. And I will also go ahead and link the very first video that we did officially in this capacity so that we can bring to you the memories. But that's about enough of that. So, I am going to meet you in the car for my review. I will see you shortly. So we're back. And of course, here I am in my car, ready to go. But before we do that, I have a surprise in my magical bag of tricks. And that is the movie Claw. This is another one of those wonderful films brought to you by David Sterling. And I will link to his Facebook page in the review so you can get a copy of your very own. I got this bundled with the movie Ghost of Camp Blood. Again, check out the Camp Blood series. I have a nice playlist set up. You can just watch all of them, beginning to end. You'll not be disappointed. So, The Claw. The Claw is this dude who murders people. And that's essentially it. We don't know why he's murdering people, but we know he likes to do it in the country. As, you know, most murderers are apt to do. And it just so happens that a pair of girls and a flat earther are leaving their nice home in the city for a little bit of restfulness in the country. Mainly because one of them is somebody who really likes serial killers for some reason and wants to see the history of murder that this small town has. So they travel to the small town where people are dropping one by one to this evil killer. Matter of fact, they don't even realize that there is an evil killer about. That they are hoping to contact killers from the dead when they have a live one right there. So, this is essentially the movie. What is good about the movie? It does set up a decent killer. I like the particulars. I think it's kind of cool. You see the welding mask, and he doesn't really use this scythe-like thing. It's more of like a corkscrew he puts on. He gets this little like nub that he throws on his hand, and he puts the corkscrew on, and and he pulls what organs and stuff out. That's essentially the whole of it. He puts on some classical music and stuff. That's what he does. But the movie is mostly about this group talking at each other having a good old time, drinking, having sex, doing the basics that you see these people do. And as I say, for the most part, it is a decent film. And though I saw the twist coming at the end, it was a decent twist. I could see where, if you're not paying as much attention, you could look at that and say, oh, well, that's a bit clever. Very good, very good. Glad to see it. That's mostly what I would say this movie is about. The acting is passable. For what I'm watching, the acting is very passable. The gore factor is decent. It's decent enough to where it's somewhat believable. And it's not cheap enough to where I'm sitting there going, no. As far as the music, I like that he plays the classical music when he kills people. It's a nice little setup. I feel like he should have a nice bottle of Chianti or something like that in the background. Like, yes, I'm killing people now. I'm going to use my corkscrew first to remove the stopper from this wine bottle. And then after that, I'm going to remove your organs from your body. You know, that sort of thing. Maybe put a monocle on him, you know, that sort of thing. But, still, I felt like the movie was a tad aimless. If you really weren't paying close attention, you really weren't getting why these murders were taking place, even at the end. And even now, the motive doesn't quite escape me, but comes very close to running off. The movie itself is about meh when it comes to the killer types. I enjoyed it. I didn't, fall asleep. But at the same time, my attention wasn't held 100%. And that's a sad thing. I feel like this movie had a little bit more potential than it actually displayed on the screen. I feel like it could have been a little bit more solid. Stuff could have been explained a little bit further. But overall, I would say that Claw is a decent enough romp. So if you have an interest in Claw, feel free to look it up. Otherwise, I'm SeptumSin. You've been filled in. This movie is a 6 out of 10. I will see you on the next one.